What if Lord Krishna had not been Arjuna's charioteer? Arjuna had already won the battle of Mahabharata the day he chose Krishna as his charioteer. According to the story in Mahabharata, just before the war began, both Duryodhana from the Kaurava side and Arjuna from the Pandava side went to Krishna seeking his help to strengthen their armies and hoping for the support of the Yadava clan. However, as fate would have it, or perhaps due to Duryodhana's arrogance, Krishna was asleep at that time. Duryodhana arrived first, and seeing Krishna asleep, he sat by his head, waiting for him to wake up. Shortly afterward, Arjuna arrived and sat at Krishna's feet, patiently waiting for him to wake up. When Krishna opened his eyes, he first saw Arjuna and then Duryodhana. Both requested his support, and Krishna, with great wisdom, offered them two choices. First, his Narayani army, or second, he would not wield any weapon but would join the side that chooses him. In the wisdom of the people of Bharat, Duryodhana chose Krishna's army, while Arjuna chose Krishna himself. As Arjuna's charioteer, Krishna did more than just drive the chariot. He helped Arjuna understand the deeper significance of Dharma. Krishna was there not only to guide Arjuna in battle, but also to help him realize that his role in this war was not just as a warrior, but as part of a much greater cause. Now, imagine if Krishna had not been Arjuna's charioteer. What would the battle of Kurukshetra have been like? Arjuna, who was already in a moral dilemma about fighting against his own family and friends, would he have overcome his guilt without Krishna's guidance? If Arjuna had not received the divine wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, would he have been able to determine the right path of dharma and duty? Could Arjuna, without Krishna's counsel, have devised the strategy to defeat Bhishma using Shikandi? Or could he have defeated a powerful warrior like Karna, relying only on his own skills and abilities? This war was not just about land or personal revenge. It was a battle to establish the eternal truth of dharma over adharma in the world. Without Krishna's participation, would this war have remained just a struggle for power? Would the battle have lost its profound moral and spiritual significance? And what would have happened to the great teachings of Sanatan Dharma, which Krishna spread through the Bhagavad Gita? Would we have ever known the eternal message? Whenever there is a decline in Dharma, O Bharat, I manifest myself on earth. Without Krishna, would the Mahabharata story have simply become another battle among many in history? The central question here is, why was Krishna only Arjuna's charioteer? Bhima, Yudhishthira, Nakula, and Sahadeva all had chariots in the war. Why were they not accompanied by Krishna? The answer lies in the core purpose of the Mahabharata, the triumph of Dharma over Adharma. Each of the Pandavas had personal reasons to fight. Yudhishthira for the kingdom, Bhima for revenge, Nakula and Sahadeva for personal vendettas. But Arjuna had no personal reason to fight. He fought for Dharma, and Krishna, whose purpose on earth was to restore Dharma, saw in Arjuna the perfect medium to do so. He chose Arjuna not just as a warrior, but as a vehicle to establish Dharma. When Arjuna was reluctant to fight against his own family, Krishna stood beside him, imparting the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, and through this wisdom, Arjuna overcame his inner turmoil and decided to fight. Now, the question arises, could Arjuna have overcome his inner conflict without Krishna? During the battle, Krishna provided Arjuna with more than just physical strength. He also empowered him mentally and spiritually. Krishna explained to Arjuna what his true duties were and why he must not hesitate in performing them. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita continue to inspire us in every aspect of life. Concepts like performing our duty without attachment to the results, and that despite adharma's strength, dharma will ultimately prevail. Without Krishna's guidance as Arjuna's charioteer, would we have ever received such profound philosophical wisdom? Would the core teachings of Sanatan Dharma, which resonate through the Bhagavad Gita, have spread across the world? Krishna was not just Arjuna's charioteer. He was also a master strategist and tactician. The strategies used, such as employing Shikandi against Bhishma, using Gatotkacha to counter Karna's Brahmastra, offering Barbarika's head as a sacrifice, and even killing Eklavya, these brilliant tactics were Krishna's creations. Could Arjuna, without Krishna's guidance, have devised such strategies? Krishna was the moral and spiritual force behind the war. Without him, the Kurukshetra battle would have been nothing but a conflict between the Kauravas and Pandavas, driven by personal revenge. Without Krishna's presence, the true essence of the war, the victory of Dharma over Adharma, would have been lost. It would have been nothing more than a bloody battle. Without Krishna's influence, we would not have the Bhagavad Gita. It is not only a scripture for Arjuna, but an eternal source of wisdom for all humanity. Today, the Bhagavad Gita is not only a treasure of Sanatan Dharma, but a universal philosophical guide. It teaches us our duty, the meaning of life, and the path to liberation. If Krishna had not been Arjuna's charioteer, the Mahabharata would have been just another story of war. But Krishna's presence transformed it into an epic that encompasses self-realization, meditation, and human creativity. This is why Krishna's role as Arjuna's charioteer is unforgettable in the Mahabharata. If Krishna had not been Arjuna's charioteer, perhaps we would have lost the eternal truth of the difference between Dharma and Adharma. The answer to the question, what if Krishna had not been Arjuna's charioteer, is simple. This world would never have understood which of the three, material, moral, or spiritual victory, is the most important. And when we talk about the moral aspects of Mahabharata, we cannot forget another famous character, Bhishma. What if he had married Amba? We will explore this question another time, in another possible scenario, but for now, stay tuned to Dream of Seleucus.